Now people start getting notified, which is good. And let's go here. Let's bring in the music.
467. Don't call me again.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now
Heaven knows.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. Oh, thanks, Frankie. Of course, Tuesday evening right here, 21.6 The Net, 6 p.m. straight up. You've got Anything Goes with Bremer and Jones. She's Bremer.
Woo!
I'm Jones. With us tonight, Kevin Santopadre, all the way from Millersville, PA.
That's pretty cool.
And
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Kevin.
Thank you guys for having me.
Now, the reason that we've got Kevin on here, could you put the open sign on?
It was distracting me.
It was distracting
I
you.
couldn't see.
Oh, Jesus.
We're close.
Yeah. All right. We're not open. All right. So we've got Kevin Santopadre. Kevin's a senior out at Millersville, and he's got something cool that's going on. Welcome to the show, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
That is great. Now, Kevin and I know each other through his sister and his mother and father.
Oh, very
I think
cool.
we met once. I don't know.
I actually know.
Probably.
Yeah. You know the
I know his
parents.
parents. He's a.
Could you move the water bottle away from the microphone? Thank you.
Very annoying.
First show?
I actually, he's a Landmark alumni, so I know his family from that.
Landmark.
Going
That's
way
cool.
back.
Way back. Way back.
That's
Don't
a
be
school.
aging me, Kevin.
That's cool, right?
It is. It's
Yeah.
an elementary school that is a year-round school.
Yeah. So the reason that we're having Kevin on is it's incredible. About 3 years ago, almost to the date, it was April 13th, 2018. You remember the day, Kevin, right? That is
Just
the day.
lie, nod, and say yes.
That is the day he was the Woodstock Independent Student of the Week. And we just,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is called Facebook stalking.
we just wanted to make sure and celebrate the
I mean,
3-year
that's a
anniversary.
celebration. Should we applaud?
The 3-year anniversary of being the Independent Student of the Week, which
That's
is
fantastic. Fantastic.
I feel like that was a pity. I was graduating and I hadn't earned anything in high school, so they're like, "Oh yeah, here's this. It's all right."
That is,
My understanding is you're pretty smart. And I mean, what did you say when we were talking?
yeah, in the green room. Oh
in
my
the
God.
green room, you said something about how many hours or something in 3 years?
Yeah. So I'm graduating in 3 years with 2 degrees. I'm completing 135 credits in just 3 years, so it's over 40 credits a year.
I mean, seriously.
Man alive.
I mean, you're a genius, aren't you?
Well,
It was Landmark, wasn't it? It was Landmark Elementary School.
Well,
The foundation.
yeah.
It is.
I mean, it's hard to get the credits, but I mean, it's something else. I'm also graduating with honors, magna cum laude. So
Wow.
I have over a 3.8 GPA.
My children.
Right.
So
My children. I love my kids, but my God, this will never be my future.
Took me 3 years.
What
Right.
are your 2 degrees in?
I'm getting a bachelor's of arts in sports journalism and a bachelor's of science in media arts production.
So the hope is to come work for 21.6 The Net and do our
Come here.
sports show.
And basically improve this shit show that we have going on.
Right. Oh my
So,
God.
well, I have to just say, I have a son who's going to be 18 and going to college next year, and you made him look really bad. So, congratulations.
No, he's a junior.
He's a junior, said he's going away in a year.
You said next year. It was the next school year. It's
Next
really
school
this
year.
fall. But no,
But literally, that is so impressive. You should be very proud of yourself. All kidding
That
aside,
is-
you
that
should
is
be
awesome.
very proud of yourself. And
I'm-
I can't wait to see what you
Yep.
do.
and
Yeah.
that's not why we have him on,
No,
right?
I mean, besides that he's genius.
Right. He's genius, and he had nothing else going on
Nothing-
Tuesday,
nothing
obviously.
to do.
No. So, yeah, amen.
Wait, let's
Here you
drink
go.
together.
I'll raise a glass.
Should we have like a word of the day to make this fun?
Yeah,
If
right.
we say
PCT.
if we say walk,
Yeah.
you have to drink.
That's- yeah.
I'm down for drinking games.
There we go. So, Kevin, we got you on because you have an incredible journey ahead of you. and you're raising awareness for pediatric cancer, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so at my time at Marion, for a little over 4 years ago now, I lost one of my best friends. His name was Tyler Gardner, and he was one of my first friends at Marion, and we were super close. And when we were freshmen, just our first semester at Marion, he got diagnosed with melanoma right before Christmas time, and he battled melanoma for 2.5 years, and on April 7th, 2017, he passed away. So that was really hard, losing, at 16 years old, losing one of your best friends. And then going and having to have the funeral, which ended up being on my 17th birthday as well. So it was just like a very emotional time. But ever since then, I've tried to, share his story and, raise awareness for who he was and just carry him on. I have a tattoo in his honor that I got. I have wristbands.
Because if she does now.
Yeah, I have wristbands that I carry with. So he's always going to be an important part of my life. And while I'm on the trail, it's a perfect opportunity to raise some money and put into action what I've been preaching the past 4 years, and trying to fight and not let another friend or family member have to experience losing somebody that young.
Wow, that's
pretty
huge.
Incredible. And your friend's mom must be really proud and glad to have you keep her son's memory alive. That's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Good kid.
Yeah, that's amazing. So the deal is, your mom sent me a link, and it was for your GoFundMe page, and I just put it out there in the comments. And you have a GoFundMe page, and you're going to hike the PCT. What is the PCT, by the way?
So the PCT stands for Pacific Crest Trail. It's basically everybody really knows the Appalachian Trail. It's that of the West. It starts down, if you're going northbound, it starts at the Mexican and California border right outside Campo, California. And it goes up through California, Oregon, and Washington all the way to the Canadian border. And it's 2,650 miles long.
Shut up, wait a minute.
Listen.
It's how far?
2,650 miles long.
Oh my God.
So, and you're walking this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long is it supposed to take you?
I'm scheduled to be around 5 months, 4.5 to 5 months. So I start on May 16th, and I'm hoping to be done by October 16th.
Listen, and Melissa, hey, thanks for chiming in. She says, so awesome. I'm so jealous that you're doing this hike. Listen, Alice,
share this on my Facebook.
Alice and I walk, my wife and I, we walk every day, maybe a mile and a half. And by the end of that, my back hurts. I'm breathing heavy. So you're literally going to be walking for, oh my God, you're literally going to be walking for 5 months. It's amazing to me. Are you going to go, are you going to do the Forrest Gump and just let the beard go? So by the time you're done, you're like the mountain man that you're going to be for 5 months?
Yeah. I actually just shaved before coming on the show because my mom would be in the comments like, "Oh, you're growing out your beard already." Save for the hike.
Right.
How many miles again?
2,650 from the bottom to the top of this country. Now, the reason that's important is right now you have a GoFundMe to raise awareness for pediatric cancer, and you're trying to raise $1 a mile. Right now, you got about $550 raised. During this hour, we really want to push. Can we hit with all of our listeners $2,100?
Yeah.
Dawn and I are going to make a donation.
We are going to make a donation.
But can we get him to his goal? Now, anything more that he gets, we were talking in the green room, goes towards what, Coach?
Anything more will either be donated along with the 2,650, or it's used to help fund the hike. I've taken on a lot of expenses myself as broke college kid just graduating. So money's pretty tight. So anything helps to fund, food or, broken or damaged supplies along the way. Anything like that. Maybe a drink at a mountain town bar or something like that. But
Rocky Mountain
where do
Oysters.
you stay during this?
Where do I stay?
Yes.
In a tent?
So
That's
you just will stop wherever you go. Do you have anybody doing this with you? Like, how does somebody check on you? How do people track you? How does that work?
So yeah, I am doing this pretty much on my own. Obviously, there's going to be other people on the trail doing it with me. There's about 3,000 to 4,000 people that are projected to be on the trail this year. But most of the time, I'll probably be on my own. I'm going to be updating, and throughout it, I'm going to be working on a documentary, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on. But I'll be posting videos, keeping updates between towns. I'll be in towns every 3 to 5 days, maybe, to resupply for food and everything like that. And at that point, I can hop on the Wi-Fi, update Instagram, update, call my mom, because I know she's probably my mom, my dad, all my friends and family, just update them, make sure they know I'm alive every couple days.
That is
That's
insane.
crazy. I don't think that is working.
That is awesome. What link?
Well, I'm
Who's
just checking a link. I put this.
Yeah, so if you go to GoFundMe and then search.
Oh, you have to search too?
Kevin's PCT. That's why it says that. Search Kevin's PCT.
I'm going to just do a link directly.
All right. So the fun thing is, now I'm an outdoors guy. I absolutely love the outdoors. I'll go camping anytime that I can. But for 5 months, man, that's really, really impressive. So what have you been doing to prepare for this? I mean, are you sleeping out in the hallway? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, so I've been going on a couple hikes in my free time this semester just to prepare. But being in school and everything and working almost full time, it's hard to find time to go out and hike. But a lot of times I'm just working on setting up my tent out in my front yard, stuff like that. Just
strange that a college kid would pop
just making sure everything works.
You're so gross. He's so gross.
All right.
I apologize to his mother, who must have heard that.
So what is the highest elevation that you're going to hit during this?
12,000 feet.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's 10 to 12,000 feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're walking through downtown LA. I mean, there's a wilderness hike, folks. This is the deal.
So, are you bringing bear spray?
Yeah, so I'm going to be getting some bear spray, probably pepper spray, something to protect me while I'm out in the elements. But
you have bugs.
Remember, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the slowest person that's on the trail with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What about bugs and stuff? All that. So is there?
It's part of it, man.
What?
It's part of it.
Part of
it. The wilderness.
Who wants to do that? I mean, bears I'll fight, no bugs.
That's cool. So do you have to pack your own food on this, or are you killing an elk? Because I watched the show Alone. Have you seen that, where they're eating bark and stuff like that? I mean, or do you well, I got in my 10 miles today. There's McDonald's. I'll slide in for a kid meal.
No, so I'm not either of those extremes. Like I said, I'll be restocking in trail towns every couple days. I think the longest I'll be going between towns is about 8 days, and that's the longest stretch that I have to prepare for food and everything. But in the towns and everything, I'll be able to grab 4 days worth of food and put that in my pack and keep it safe. But it's going to be dry stuff like peanut butter, Pop-Tarts, dry ramen. It's not gourmet, I it's not tree bark at the same time.
Are you gonna pack on some weight before you go?
I mean,
don't you want to what bears do, right? Don't they eat a lot and then they're gonna hide? You're not gonna eat for months.
It's not gonna be sleeping.
But who wants to eat dry ramen noodles and Pop-Tarts for 5 months? Like,
What?
I'm concerned about your
That'd be me.
He does. That's why he's doing
I mean,
it.
let's be honest. We all want to eat Pop-Tarts
That's
straight
right,
for
yeah.
5 months.
Right.
But, wow. That's crazy.
Right. So, but, and I ask you in the green room, you're not taking a gun.
No, it's illegal to carry guns across state lines. That's a big no-no, like on the trail. So
Well,
like if you get caught with like carrying guns across state lines, you're not finishing the trail. So
could you get close to the state line and then throw it over and then pick it up and cross? Be like,
I'm sure
hey,
I'm sure people have tried, but yeah.
I didn't carry it over, officer.
I mean, but
I don't
you know,
know.
it's definitely a concern. So this is something that people do. Are there a lot of people who do this for charities and stuff? Is there a club? Like, how did you find it?
I found out about it, a couple years ago. I watched a movie, Into the Wild, and it was about somebody, I forgot her name, but she wrote a book about it. And I watched it one night and I was just like, you know what, it's as crazy as it sounds, like that's something that I think would be fun to do. So then from that point on, like I already had the goal of graduating in 3 years. And, this past year I was like, wow, I'm really like stressed out, burnt out from school because I was busting my butt. COVID didn't really help either. So going into like August, September, I was just like, you know what? I have this summer where I can, I kind of afforded myself this time. Let me start planning and doing it. So I've been planning this trip for the last 8 months or so. And,
Yeah.
we're less than a month away and I'm really excited, but yeah, it's just something I've really worked for and I've afforded myself the time to do it.
So a lot of you may think that he's crazy, and he is. But
yes, definitely.
But you're going to be doing a documentary on this whole trip. So it's not like you're walking around taking selfies of yourself. Like, here's me next to a pine tree, right? It's, I mean, you're literally going to be documenting this whole thing, shooting film, and what in hopes for what?
Well, actually, it's part of my my final graduation requirement is making this documentary. So I'm working with one of my professors to do an independent study for over the summer for me to go out there. And the goal is just to create a professional documentary with the help of my advisor, Dr. Stacy Irwin.
It's awesome.
And come back, put it all together, really get into the nitty-gritty of, going out there, recording for 5 months, coming back with more footage than I can probably even think of right now, and piecing it together into something special.
How do you charge your equipment?
Good question.
How do you charge a phone, a camera, all that?
I'm going to be getting a solar-powered portable charger, basically. So, I can put that on top of my pack during the day while I'm hiking. It'll have enough juice then when I need it to charge my phone, charge my camera.
Yeah, I laugh
carry on.
Yes, I mean, it
Kevin, you
truly
seriously are blowing my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, as I said, I have a 17-year-old who drives everywhere. And it's amazing to see what you've accomplished, not only in your schoolwork and your studies. I mean, to have 2 degrees in 3 years is fascinating. And to be graduating magna cum laude, that's, just, you're blowing
that
my
alone.
mind.
Right.
And then to say, I'm going to go, I don't really hike tons. And that 5 months I'm going to go and be in the wild with, God knows what you're going to encounter in those 5 months, and the conditions and the weather and the animals and the lack of food. And to do this for somebody that was so important to you is just mind blowing. And, they don't make people like you anymore. So I'm very excited to meet you and know you and to follow this journey. I hope that people who are listening will go to the GoFundMe page as we said, right now, I believe you're at $700 right now. So we'd love to try to get you to 2,100.
That's it.
I have some friends that I see are watching. Kathy Smith, go ahead and donate, please. Ashley, Melissa, myself, anybody who can, please donate to this young man.
And if you're just tuning in, of course, this is Kevin Santopadre, Sharon Santopadre. Any relation? Says Charger was delivered yesterday.
Oh, is that what you said? Richard?
Right there.
Oh,
Right
hi,
up.
Sharon.
It's on the
I'm
screen.
blown away by your son.
Yeah, and Ashley
Blown
Rose
away.
is super awesome.
And for those of you who are just tuning in, like Kent was saying, he is going to leave in less than a month.
Yep.
And he is going to go walk 2,650 miles to raise money for pediatric cancer for one of his best friends.
On his hands. It's going to be amazing.
For one of his best friends that passed away. What was your friend's name again?
His name was Tyler Gardner.
Tyler Gardner.
Died, buried him on Kevin's 17th birthday. So he's raising awareness for pediatric cancer. Of course, we have a show that's called Not Done Yet that airs on Tuesday afternoons, and it's for cancer survivors and cancer slayers. And hopefully we got some people tuned in that were there. Stephanie Conley, how are you? Thank you for chiming in. Again, go to GoFundMe.com and search, hit the little spyglass, Kevin's P as in Pacific Sea Coast T Trail. So PCT, and he'll be the first one that pops up. Go there, and I don't care if it's $1, I don't care if it's 50 cents, I don't care if it's $5,000. Whatever you feel comfortable. Let's support this kid, a young man actually, doing something that his heart is huge, something that I would never think of doing.
I would never think to do it. And
Right?
if you need help finding it, go to my Facebook page. I put a link directly to my Facebook page. Kevin, I guarantee you I will be sharing this and continue to share it. And I mean, I don't even know you, and I'm proud of you.
So he's going to be one. I look at this trail on a map, and it's this long, right? And you're just like, well, it's a little hike. And then you're like, wait, it's from the bottom of the United States to the top of the United States. It's the direction you're going. You're going north-south. Now, keep in mind, everybody, he's starting it now or in May, right?
May 16th.
May 16th is when he starts. And he's gonna be humping it for 5 months. So he's gonna run into snow, rain, tsunamis,
Correct.
whatever. I mean, it's gonna be.
Bears,
I don't know about tsunamis,
animals,
right?
Hunger, thirst.
Moose. I love
Right.
moose are so huge, dude. And don't get too excited because they're mean bastards.
I know. I'm gonna have to resist going up and hugging one if I see one.
Dude, I love moose. Hannah says, so proud of you. Scott Giles, you got to jump on this GoFundMe page. And of course,
make a
Scott.
donation if you can.
Yep. He is walking the PCT. He'll be on the go for 5 months for pediatric cancer. Go to GoFundMe.com, search Kevin's PCT, and you can go in there and donate.
Kevin, question for you. What is your biggest fear of this trip?
That's a great question.
I mean, I have good questions. That's why I'm your co-host. You jerk.
Okay, go with it. Go with it. Yeah, go with it.
What is your fears? What are you worried most about?
Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I don't really fear anything about this. It's something that is unknown to me. I don't know what I'm gonna run into, so I don't know what to be fearful of. So honestly, it's something I'm throwing myself into the unknown, and I'm so excited. I'm anxious and it's nervy, but I wouldn't say I'm fearful of anything.
Did somebody teach you like how to take care of your feet while you're gone, while you're walking? I mean, I have friends who, just recently walked the 26 miles of Lake Geneva, and their like toenails fell off. They've got blisters. I mean, you're walking 2,650 miles. And I know you know this, but we just keep saying it for the people who are listening. I just can't wrap my head around it. I can't drive 2,650 miles.
I just did.
Exhausted.
I just did, right? And it took literally.
And you had to rest for 2 days after from driving.
Yeah, just from driving.
So has somebody taught you how to care for your body, your feet?
I mean, I talked to one of my brother's friends, Bryce Strutman, who hiked the Appalachian Trail, and was intending on hiking the Pacific Crest Trail as well. And he's a big thru hiker as well. And I talked to him multiple times and got suggestions and helpful tips from him. But basically, what's recommended is using like toe socks. I think I got a pair that I got for my birthday last week.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But I have
And
these
as you get older, that's basically the rest of your birthday gifts. I mean, now that you're an adult, socks, underwear, undershirts, that's it. So
yeah. So
What is a toe sock?
toe socks, they're
like a glove for your foot.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's
And
basically
it limits
sock slippers.
Bring them on in, Pete.
it limits the rubbing that you have between your toes.
Yeah.
So it limits blisters. And then basically it's just foot care every day. Making sure, you keep your shoes on, because as you're walking, my feet are going to hurt. I know that. But once you take off your shoes, your feet are going to swell up, and it's going to make it even tighter to get your shoes back in there. So making sure I have my shoes and my boots on throughout the day, and then letting them rest at night. And then I'm going to be carrying 2 pairs of shoes with me, so I can alternate them throughout the days. Every couple days, switch them out, just so I'm not running one pair into the ground and then have to go get another one. So I'm starting off with 2 pairs of shoes, and I'm hoping that'll get me to 1,000, 1,200 miles in, and then I'll have to restock and get 2 more pairs of shoes. And then it also depends on terrain. I'll have to switch out with boots when I get up in the mountains, because especially up in towards the end, it'll be more cold weather up in Washington and the Cascades up there.
And you got to carry all the supplies on your back. So you have to carry a tent and 2 pairs of shoes and clothes. And how do you wash your clothes? Is that you wait for a stream? You're going to be pretty ripe there, Kevin. Can we send you some deodorant someplace?
I mean, yeah, no, that is the tricky thing, is that you're not washing your clothes, you're not taking a shower, for days or weeks on end. You kind of just got to air it out, and maybe hope for a rainstorm,
That's it.
something like that.
Get in about 10 miles of nude walking, you'll be fine.
I'm going to show you my geeky side right now, and Kent will make fun of me for a long time after this, but I am a diehard Survivor fan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like, I am a Survivor fan. And there are days where it rains for like 5 days straight, and they're crying and miserable, and their fingers have shriveled, and like, you don't know what the weather's going to be. So you could be walking for days in rain with wet socks and wet shoes. Like, is there, how do you combat that? Do they teach you this? I am fascinated by this.
Yeah.
You could ever go on Survivor? Would you go on Survivor if I nominated you after this?
I think that'd be a question that I'd answer after the.
You may never see the wilderness
Sharon
again.
may hate me forever for suggesting that, but I'd love to see you on Survivor. I'm fascinated by this. So, does anybody give you advice on that?
I mean, that it all just comes down to mental strength, and just having the strength to push through it, and looking past that day. If it's a miserable day, rainy day, you just gotta think to yourself, you're like, why am I doing this? And I'm going to be reminding myself why I'm doing it and pushing through. And it's not going to be easy, and there's no easy answer to it. It's just all mental, and it's a mental test that I'm going to have to face. And like I said earlier, I have no idea what I'm actually getting myself into. I have an idea, but I won't know until I'm out there really how hard it is. And, people can say how hard it is, how challenging it is, but it's not until you throw yourself into the fire that
your mom's
Okay. Wait.
I'd take Big Brother.
I was just going to say, Sharon, you're right. Big Brother's amazing. Big Brother is amazing. I actually know somebody who's on Big Brother.
I don't even know what
it's
you're
amazing. You're right, Sharon. I'm not sure.
So what are you doing? What are you taking? Are you taking books? What are you doing for that mental psyche? And the reason I say that is I've done a half triathlon, right?
Mhm.
And that type of sport is all mental.
Mhm.
It's not like basketball, which I love to coach and I love, where you could hit a cold streak and then get hot all of a sudden. It is, like you said, 5 days in the rain, and you're like, what the is going on? I need to get someplace that is dry. This absolutely sucks shit, right? So what are you taking? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you listening to 21/6 the net? Are you
God.
what is it that you're doing for your mental psyche? Because it's just you against the world at that point.
Yeah, I have hundreds of hours of music downloaded, podcasts, stuff like that onto my phone that I can listen to offline because there's going to be
Nothing out there, right?
Yeah. And then just journaling. I probably won't have like a written journal, but journaling on my phone
Sure.
and just having a place where I can, write down how I was feeling that day, write messages, write texts that I can send when I get a signal, stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, just being lost in my thoughts, focusing on the documentary, focusing on the scenery and nature and everything like that I'm immersing myself into.
Sharon, the mother in the room.
I know, Sharon, can you get on? Can we send your mom a link? I need to have your mom.
Oh no.
She won't do it. Will you do it, Sharon? Let us know.
Would you be willing? Put the link in and let's see if she will.
Yeah, here. I'll set the link out there in the
Sharon,
comments.
I think it would be really great to talk
to
to you a little bit about this, Sharon. I'd love to know what your mom is worried about, how she feels about it.
Yeah.
The mother in me is really having a hard time with this. Kevin, I have to be honest. I'm so excited for you and so proud of you, but I just am picturing myself,
freaking out. So, Sharon, if you want, go ahead, copy that into your web thing, URL area, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know.
Welcome to
and then, but you'll have to get off of YouTube so that we don't get the echo. If you don't want to, totally cool. If you come in, we'll see you. We'll add you. Now, so you're going. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and folks. We're raising money. We want to hit the $2,100. Please go out to GoFundMe.com, search for Kevin's PCT, and donate. He's looking at $1 a mile, so $2,650. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'll commit to you, so that you know that you're not out there on the road by yourself. All right. I will walk 265 miles during that 5 months that you're doing 2,650. Is that fair?
Wow. That'd be
right.
That's good.
Now it's about 152, 153 days. So it's a little bit more than a mile a day. Right. But I will commit to you that during that time, I'll walk 265 miles to your 2,650. Right. But that's pretty good for me.
That's really good for you.
Right.
I'm impressed.
And
it's about 150 days. So
yeah. Okay.
Gonna have to put some 2-milers in there.
Yeah. I'll have a 2-miler.
days.
All right. It looks like we got Sharon in.
Oh no.
Sharon.
How are you, Sharon?
Hello.
It's so good to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Hi, Kent. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
All right, Sharon, from one mother to another. How do you feel about this? I mean, I can't even fathom how proud you must be and how scared you must be.
Yes, on both. I am extremely proud of Kevin. I should say we, Paul and I, are both very, very proud of him.
Well,
He's in here. He's hiding. We're very, very proud of Kevin. We know that he doesn't make decisions lightly. He doesn't always tell us everything fully up front, but I know when he says something, he's given it a ton of thought and he's planned it out and he knows what he's doing. So when he came to us to tell us this, it was a shock, and I was startled. But I know that this is something that he truly wants to do in his heart, that he is going to be very successful at it, because there's nothing that this child has ever done that he hasn't, where he set his mind to it, that he hasn't accomplished it. As for the scariness, I am not so much, kind of like where Kev said he's not afraid. I'm nervous just because of the unknown, but I know that he's prepared himself. I know the type of person he is, and he doesn't take unnecessary risks. And this is going to be the experience of an absolute lifetime. And how can I be scared when I know that this is going to be just amazing for him?
That's incredible.
Right.
I think that's feedback.
All right, you have a loop going. You got to get off of either YouTube or something.
I am not on anything else but you.
No.
Well, how I've longed for you to say that, Sharon. All right, yeah, no, just set me up easy.
I have something that I have on my children's phone called Life 360. You may or may not know what that is. Are you going to be Life 360, Kevin? No.
I'm 21 years old. I don't need that anymore.
I know, but you're going to be in the mountains.
I'm 51 and I got this shit on my phone.
I was going to say I'm 50 and I have it on my phone. My children check it all the time.
All right, so hold on here. He waited until Thanksgiving to tell him. Oh, pass the turkey. By the way, I'll be doing the PCT.
Let's talk about that. Let's tell us. How did he tell you?
That was about it. We were talking about planning a family vacation for August, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be there.
Maybe they can meet you someplace on the trail.
I mean, can you imagine?
That is this is absolutely, to me, it's amazing. It's really, really cool because he's doing it for of course, pediatric cancer awareness. And doing it for his buddy Tyler Gardner, who's going to be with you on this walk. You're not walking alone. Your brother's going to be right with you. It's going to be really cool. And I think the biggest part of this, and I'm excited for you, is not only you're doing it for a great reason, but you're also living into your passion and making a documentary out of this. That's something that most adults wish they could do. Is like, man, you're living your dream at 21. Mm-hmm. That just means that the sky's the limit, and you got great things ahead of you for your life. It's just amazing.
I mean, I'm blown away by, like I said earlier, I'm blown away by your school and what you've done and what you've accomplished. That takes hard work and dedication. Yeah. So there's no doubt in my mind you're going to complete this. Excel at it. They'll probably finish it in 4 months, knowing you. He'll be like, it's no big deal. Right. But I can't even imagine, Sharon, how proud you are as a mom, and how overwhelming it is to continue to see some great things he's doing. He's going to change the world. There's no doubt in my mind.
Now, the other thing to do is remember the movie. What was it? The Jim Carrey movie. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever. The Truman, right?
The Truman Show.
Yeah. So once in a while, you just got to kind of pose like the Nikes that you're wearing or whatever. hashtag 2,650 miles. I mean, I got to imagine that you're going to blow out a couple pair of shoes and a couple pair of boots along the way. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to have, is there any type of format that people can follow you? Will you have any check-ins? Will there be anything that we can follow you? Stop saying it's a good question.
I'm just surprised. That's all.
It is a good question because that's what I'm working on when I'm not working on final papers and everything right now. But I'm going to set up a Instagram and a TikTok page where you can follow, and every so often I'll be sending videos back to the person managing it for them to post and update everybody along the way. It won't be an everyday thing, but every couple days, week, something like that. Just something to update, whether it be pictures of where I'm at, or clips of something I see, just along the way with a description of where it was at, how many miles I'm at, everything like that, and you can follow along throughout the 5 months.
It's so
Well,
cool.
what I'd like to say is, and I'm going to speak for the both of us, but we would love to learn. Please send us what that's going to be. Oh, thank you. Please send us what that's going to be, because we'd like to talk about it on the air over the next 5 months and tell people.
That bothering
do
you?
you mind?
That-
Tell people your journey. Tell people how you are. I think you're going to have a lot of people invested in it, and I'm going to be following you. I am so overcome with excitement for you, and so I am personally going to donate $500 today before the end of the night and get you, because I can.
Wow.
And I hope to share that with you. But by the time I leave here tonight, you'll have another $500 for me. I'm telling you, I'm blown away by you. So please send us the link. We will continue to. Oh, thank you. We will continue to keep an eye on it throughout the next 5 months.
The GoFundMe stays open through the whole trip too.
Yep. The GoFundMe will be open. So even once I get the goal, if donations still keep coming in, that's just going to be more donations to help fight pediatric cancer.
I mean, that's huge. And thanks for saying that, because that makes my $5 donation.
Oh, wait. You said you're going to walk 265 miles. Let's be honest.
Right.
I'm not doing it. But I'll donate.
Right. So I will.
Ask people to donate.
Listen, here at 216 The Net, again, we are worldwide. We've got a ton of listeners, and we want people to help you reach your goal. And the big thing is, we'll post. Send us those TikToks and things, MP4s, whatever. We'll post it on our YouTube. We'll post it on our Facebook, and we'll talk about you the whole time. Right? If you get to a place where you can do a phone interview or something like that, let us know, man. We'll put you on a show. I mean, the big thing is what you're doing is absolutely spectacular. I would never. I mean, when I was 21, I was, happy that I didn't have to use my fake ID, and I was buying cigarettes. I mean, that was what 21 was for me, right?
So I want to give a shout out to Melissa Baziak. She just donated $26.
Boom.
She's one woman who's been commenting on the show. So thank you, Melissa.
Thank you so much.
I'm asking people who are listening to please take a click on that GoFundMe page. I'd love to get him as close to his $26.50 by the end of the show. So you have 20 minutes. So go in there.
Yep. So every time I'm out walking, I will definitely take a selfie or have somebody take a picture. We'll post it with your GoFundMe on, and say, hey, here's what I'm doing to support him, and reach out and do it. I mean, it's awesome. So I do have a question for you, and I don't know if anybody's asked you this. How many miles a day do you have this thing down to?
So it's going to be about 17 to 20 miles a day on average.
Yeah.
I calculated it to make it through at exactly 5 months. It's averaging 17 miles a day, and that's with, I think I put in 10 0 days, which is days I don't walk.
Yeah.
So it's about 2 a month. Every 2 weeks or so,
getting
a 0 day in. But yeah,
you're going to wake up one morning and be like, Jesus Christ, I don't feel like walking today, right?
I do that.
And I mean, I have all the good intentions to get up and work out. And the bed's like, you ain't getting out nothing, fat man. You're just going to lay right here, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll just lay right here, right? I mean, so you've already that's why he's brilliant.
I mean, seriously,
right? He's already scheduled it in.
He's so brilliant. I'm so blown away by you. So, all right. So my son will kill me if I don't ask this question. He texted it to me. Are you going to eat any space food? You know how they have dehydrated food packets that they have that space centers? Are you going to carry any of those?
Any dry rations?
Dry rations.
Like meals ready to eat, MREs? Yeah.
Like
so
in space.
Yeah, where I can find them, those are really good to grab.
Can
But
you send him your address and I will find some and send them to you? And then will you take a picture and send it to somebody so I can show my kid? I'll send you some dry food that the space people eat.
Hey, Scott Giles, I just put it up there. You go to GoFundMe.com, hit the little spyglass, search for Kevin's PCT.
Or Scott, go on my Facebook page. There's a link directly to his GoFundMe page for people to click right through.
Yeah. Charge it to Dawn's account over there at the factory.
So would you, if I sent you some, would you take them with?
Yeah. I mean, it would only last me the first couple days though, because you can't have a lot going with you for the whole time.
I'll just send you a few to get you through.
So you weigh how much?
About 165 pounds.
Okay, so my left leg. And then and your pack weighs how much? You got that figured out?
Not yet, because I don't have all of my stuff, but it'll be about 20 to 25 pounds.
Did somebody teach you how to pack a backpack?
I mean, it's not that hard.
I mean, but it's gotta be like, I can't even pack a suitcase.
It's all about keeping everything to a minimum and crushing everything down.
Which is happening. Oh man, he doesn't have as many choices.
It's very true.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about keeping everything as small as possible, and not having anything extra. Like even clothes, like 2 shirts maximum. 2 pairs of socks, because anything more than that's just taking up space and adding more weight that you're literally carrying on your back up the country.
Melissa said. She's saying a couple of things. Maybe you can talk about those. She said you can cook on the trail.
Yeah, here and there. Open campfires are hard to come by, especially in California.
Mm-hmm.
But using a lightweight stove, you can boil water, and cook something like that. The only thing is, water. You don't want to be cooking a lot with water because you need that water to drink and hydrate yourself.
Yeah.
So getting those calories from like drier foods that you're not wasting water in is more important than like taking the time to boil your ramen rather than just eating it.
Awesome. That's awesome. Just want to let you know you're now at $826 plus my $500. Wow. So very exciting. And then what did she say? We can send you packages. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's a list of post offices that you can send packages to with my name, and you'd have to send them in a certain amount of time because they only hold them for either 30 or 60 days. But if you send it to a post office along the way and I know about it, I can stop and get those care packages with like food supplies, stuff like that. I can send myself some. I can, let my mom know, pack this and send them to X post office. But yeah, that's another way to resupply along the way. If that's what I'm going to have to do when I have to change my gear before I get up to the high mountains and everything. Because instead of just having, a long sleeve t-shirt and shorts, I'm going to need, my coat, my boots, my hiking, like big tough socks, snow pants, stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So
I want to thank Ryan Hansen, my photographer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ryan.
$100, fantastic.
And of course, Scott, appreciate you, buddy. So as I'm sitting here eating this taco, I couldn't help but think that you're going to miss something when you're out on this trail. Not your bed, right? That's I'll miss my bed. I get it. I mean, is it like Schitt's Creek? I mean, what are you going to miss the absolute most while you're out there?
Other than your mother.
Yeah, other than mom.
I know that's the easy answer, but
Soccer.
Soccer.
Honestly, I'm going to miss the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics are one of my favorite events, so that's going to be one big thing that during July and August.
I got
It's going to
sport
be,
rock climbing this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was upset that COVID canceled it last year.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I'll be upset that I missed that. But other than that, I don't really know.
Are you vaccinated?
Not yet.
Gonna vaccinate before you go?
I don't have time to.
I got you.
PA didn't open up their vaccinations until it'd be too late for me to get my second vax before.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
back.
and I say that people are like, well, he's going to be out in the he's going to be out in the woods. Well, no, I get it, but there's what he said. There'll be 5,000 plus people that'll be hiking this trail. He's going to run into some human beings along the way, and I mean, the last thing we need you to do is come down with a vid while you're out there, getting this done, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, like if they opened it up sooner, I definitely would have, but it just didn't work out. Right before I was going to schedule it, I was just going to get the J&J and be one shot.
Don't do that.
And classic. Oh yeah. Then they recalled it, so now there's just not enough time for me to. But
I'll be safe, right?
I already fought off
PPE.
COVID. I fought off COVID back in October and November.
Oh, so you got some antibodies working for you. You're good.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, nice. All right, so when you're doing this, you're going to send us some stuff, and we're going to help people stay in tune with what you're doing and where you're at. Maybe Uncle Pete in the morning will do put a pin in a map. Hey, here's where Kevin's at today. Right. We're just going to have fun with it because we think what you're doing is absolutely awesome. And again, at 21 years old, people don't get as wise as you are until they're in their 50s. And now you're like, man, I can't walk 2,650 miles. But boy, man, that's
certainly not with the gout.
Yeah, right. Right. Now, is there something you're doing? Are you taking a hiking stick and going to scratch off the days? Are you taking a volleyball? Taking Wilson with you? I mean, what's happening?
No, I mean, just keeping track of my days. Just I'll still have my phone. Like it's not like I'm completely off the grid. I can keep track of what days, like what I expect myself to get. Like if I'm pushing myself one day because I'm behind to do 25 miles, something like that. Or if I'm taking it easy one day and just do like 18, that's
just taking it.
I mean, well, that's only.
I'm worried about the 2 mile days. I'm like, oh God, I gotta get a couple extra.
Yeah. Even like, what did he commit to?
That's right. I'm gonna do it.
I'll walk to my desk.
Yeah. Walk from my car to the office, right? Yeah. Which is to me, the two reasons you're doing it. I mean, it just really pulls my eye, and I'm baffled when your mom shared that with me, Sharon. When you shared that with me, I was just like, man, we got to get you on here, and we got to do something to help you. I mean, it's not every day that I am familiar with the family of somebody who's doing something great. And this is going to be a story that your grandkids are going to talk about. I know you don't think that now because you're 21 and it's amazing, but truthfully, your grandkids are going to be talking about the time that Grandpa walked from Mexico to Canada.
It's so crazy.
Right? Before jetpacks or whatever, right?
Before jetpacks. And you know what else will be really great? I will tell you that I will now use this for my children when I say, get up.
Get off your asses.
Let me tell you about this guy, Kevin, who's walking from California to Canada.
It's only a couple
Mexico to Canada, uphill both ways.
Uphill both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Yeah. There will be snow.
So, but like seriously, there is you have ruined children in this area forever for being lazy.
Now, I will tell you that altitude headaches are a thing.
Yep.
They are
altitude
a thing.
Sickness. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for us flatlanders here.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure you're drinking lots of water, taking a lot of aspirin, and
Ignore him. Scott Giles, thank you so much for your donation.
What, weed helps with
$50.
that?
We appreciate that.
Oh, Viagra helps with the altitude sickness. What? Yeah.
You want to take Viagra?
Nothing like walking 2,000 miles with a boner.
They actually proved that on. They actually did this.
Or are you glad to see me?
No,
What did they prove?
that you use
Oh, my
Viagra was
God.
originally developed for
Ugh.
high altitude and high altitude sickness. What it actually does and what it's actually sold for was a side effect.
There we go.
It actually helps.
So he can walk in the altitude with a boner and then.
I'm
not
not
get the
saying
sickness.
he will
Not
just
get the
get
sickness.
one.
This is remember.
I was just trying to be
you
helpful with the
remember-
altitude sickness.
You
turned
remember
it
in
into
the
a thing.
beginning of the show, I said
Oh, my
this is a
gosh.
shit show.
Yep.
He's 21. I didn't want to say that in front of his mother, so I was trying to share that with you quietly with my mic off.
She just changed jobs, by the way. Nice. Congratulations on the move. That's good.
So, but at any rate, if you get sick and you happen to have that,
Look for an old man and a young woman together, and then
Yeah,
that's sick. You got
All right,
You
moving
know,
on.
a blue
Let's just-
pill like
you know,
tomorrow?
James
Let's
May,
talk
Jeremy
about-
Clarkson,
Forget about these people.
you know, those
Somebody-
guys. They've actually.
What
yeah,
I
that's
can
the thing.
tell you, Kevin, is I appreciate you being on the show. We have a few minutes left, but
Oh.
we at least got you to your halfway point so far. So that's really incredible. We want to thank our listeners
Yep.
for helping make that happen. And we will continue to promote you.
Yep, here on 21.6,
Again,
yeah.
on 21.6 The Net and our show. We were going to follow you. So please make arrangements to make
Yeah.
sure we know how to. And we'll continue
Yeah.
to get you as much donations as we possibly can.
Now,
Thank
do
you
you have
so much.
do you have a girlfriend? Is she okay with this entire trip?
I do. She's been commenting.
Oh,
Miss
that-
Hannah
oh.
Sullivan.
You said you
Oh,
did it at Thanksgiving.
Well, thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
Her name's Ryan.
No, I can't believe you did it.
No, I'm kidding.
There it is.
Oh,
No,
nice.
that's not Ryan.
It's who is it? Melissa?
No, what's your
No,
girlfriend's
Hannah
name?
Sullivan.
Who?
Yeah,
oh,
Hannah
Hannah was
Sullivan.
there. Is
Yep.
it?
Right
Is
there.
it Julie? Is it?
It's Hannah Sullivan.
I don't know. That's fantastic.
My God.
Hannah,
Algonquin, Illinois native.
Oh, wonderful. Now, is she still in this area, or does she go to school with you?
No, we actually met through doing orientation this past summer for school. We went here for 2 years and no idea of each other, and then we ended up doing orientation
What does
together.
she think about it?
Well, she's just.
She's more scared than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'm more scared than you.
Well, you can't really get in trouble out there on the trail. I mean, you're just walking.
There are bears.
No, they're. Oh my God.
A wild turkey. can
Listen,
get
now
up.
here's the whole thing, and I watch a lot of Les Stroud, the Survivor Man. And
Mhm.
this is basically what you're doing is surviving, right? You can eat grubs and things like that, but you may eat something or take a little drink out of a spring, and you're going to get diarrhea out there, and that's not fun when you're got to wipe with pine needles.
Do you
just-
think-
Exactly when is that fun?
That's a great question. That is probably your most amazing. It was obnoxious, but it's a good question. Do you bring toilet paper?
Nah.
No. Like, how about some wipes? Can I send you some of those? Like pine needles and.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This gets worse by the minute for me.
Well, you always know the hikers after they poop because they scoot along the ground like your dog.
Like your dog? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Sharon, I'm so
man.
sorry for that visual. Look at her. She's loving
All
it.
right. So here's
forward.
here's the coolest thing, and now you were never, and I know we might run over a little bit, but you were never like in the Boy Scouts or anything, were you?
I was.
You were. So were you an
Yes.
Eagle Scout?
No, I wasn't.
No, didn't make it there. So you're familiar with being in the outdoors and whatnot.
Yeah.
It is going to be the absolute best time. Now here's what I'm going to say. If you do get a headache, and this is in all seriousness, go and hug a tree. Go and hug a tree because just the energy from the earth is going to reground you, or walk around barefoot on the ground for a little while, and your headache will go away because of the energy from the earth. It's true. It is out. If you wake up with a headache in the morning, go out and just hold a branch of a tree for about 10 minutes, and your headache will go away. Right? Try it.
I'll try it.
That's the best advice that I can give you, and it's called grounding.
Mhm.
Google it, but it's called grounding. I mean, just amazing. People, we're just about out of time, but listen, go out to GoFundMe. We put up the www.gofundme.com, F. Kevin's PCT, Doc, and Pediatric Cancer, Q, something. There's a lot of numbers there and stuff, right?
Copy that.
Paste it into your whatever that is up there, your URL bar place up there. And then it's good that we're on the internet, isn't it? And then and absolutely just go donate. Pass that link on to your friends. This is for pediatric cancer awareness. This is to get this man 2,650 miles. And we're going to support you. We're going to push you, and we're going to make sure that that we can do anything that we can here at 21.6 for you, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate you and honor you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Any last words, Sharon? You're the mom. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your evening. I know that it was impromptu, as the other mom here really wanted to touch base with you. But any words for your son that you want to say now?
He knows exactly how I feel about all of this. He knows that we love him incredibly and we are very proud of him. And this is just he's just an amazing kid, an amazing person. And, the world is at his feet. So go get him.
Literally for the next 5 months.
You told him to hug a tree.
Right, literally for the next.
Thank you for
Kevin,
being
makes
on,
my
guys.
advice sound normal now, doesn't it?
That's right. Kevin, any last words you want to say? Thank you so much. I know you're out on the Eastern time zone, and it's probably past your bedtime, but appreciate that. Anything you want to say to our listeners or anybody out there?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so grateful for all the donations that came in this past hour, and every donation that comes in, is going to a fantastic cause and is going to keep pushing me through. If I check it on the trail and see that number, going up, it'll only push me to go harder. So thank you. Keep me in your thoughts. And, in less than a month, I'll be out there, so I'm excited.
So here's what we're doing. He's going 2,650 miles on the Pacific
Crest Trail.
Crest Trail.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for pediatric cancer. He's taking off on May
16th.
May 16th. So starting on May 16th, I told him I would commit to 265 miles in that same amount of time. And I'll probably have more than a few 0 days. Just out there. Right. But I will do that and I will post it. And we will keep people posted on where you're at in your journey and how it's going throughout all 5 months. 21.6 The Net is here to support you.
And Sharon, if we could, we'll invite you back on one of our shows to give you an update, have you give an actual update for us. If you would be so kind, we'd love to have you do that. Did we lose her?
I think she froze.
She froze. I think she was nodding that she was going to do it.
Yeah.
We're just going to say she said she'd do it. So,
all right.
Good night.
Thank you so much for stopping in for Bremer and Jones. I'm Jones. She's Bremer. This is 21.6 The Net. Thank you so much for getting caught in the net with us. Support Kevin. Go out there and Kevin, have a great journey. Hang on while we pop off and we'll just say goodbye to you offline.
Thank you.